Forward. Mandla.
Thank you so much, Comrade Mandla, for the message from the South African Communist Party. You know, comrade, we are not building unity when a leader is speaking with the distribution of water on my left-hand side. We are busy making noise. Yes, we understand it is too hot. We need to get water. Can we be orderly when we do so? Thank you so much. Comrades, I don't want to bua lololo, but I was also asked to acknowledge Ubaba Ugacheni from the Islam community. Viva, Comrade Gacheni, viva. Viva, Comrade Gacheni, viva. Thank you so much. Without wasting a lot of time, can I therefore call upon our provincial convener or co-convener in the Gauteng province, Comrade Oi Oi. Oi Oi. Oi.
Amandla. Long live the entire spirit of Comrade Braamfischer. Long live. Long live the entire spirit of Comrade Chrisani. Long live. Long live the entire spirit of Umama Winnie Madikizela Mandela. Long live. Aluta. Aluta. Repelele President Ramaphosa. Repelele. Repelele President Ramaphosa. Repelele. Amandla. Amandla. Thank you, comrades. Let me take this opportunity to acknowledge our second DSG, Comrade Maruping Ramokgopa, a leader that has been with us during our youth days, and she's still with us during these crucial days of our revolution. Comrade Ramokgopa, we have no idea how we appreciate you, and we appreciate your presence in this, and you have agreed to join us in this celebration. Comrades, allow me to acknowledge and appreciate all members of the National Executive Committee of the ANC that are deployed in our province. Thank you so much for being with us and continue to be with us. Comrades, I want to acknowledge the co-convener, the person that has been assigned the task to discipline us, a person that has been assigned the task to give us politics, a person that has been assigned to take us through as we rebuild this movement in our province. It has been marvelous to work with him. It inspires me literally every day when we meet in our meetings. Comrade Amos Masondo, thank you so much. We acknowledge and appreciate your presence. I want to acknowledge the deputy convener, Comrade Ungwiza Oyo. I wish I could use the word Pambiza Ngalo Lapetuduza. Maybe let me not go there, Comrade Ntombi, letting me. I want to acknowledge our provincial coordinator, a disciplinarian, somebody that understands the importance of renewal and to advance the interest of the African National Congress. Comrade Hope Mangwana Papo, thank you so much, Comrade Hope. Really appreciate that. But I want to appreciate somebody that I must tell you, Nipumeni Mpinzamna, yes, one, C7s are together. Comrade Provincial Deputy Coordinator, Comrade Norman Tungo, Nipumeni Mpinzamna. I hate you, Comrade Norman. Comrade Norman, Nipumeni Mpinzamna. We also want to acknowledge in absentia our treasurer who is not here, the fundraiser. Oh, this function will not be possible if she didn't go an extra mile that she has done, and she has kept our finances together. Thank you so much, Comrade Tasneem. We want to thank you and the treasurer of this region as well. So that, comrades, I want to acknowledge our alliance partners that have spoken here. I want to acknowledge the leadership of Sanko, the leadership of COSATU, the leadership of the SACP. We appreciate that you are with us here, you are dealing with these issues. Let me acknowledge the leadership of the PTT. I've acknowledged all of the office bearers. I want to also acknowledge the provincial task team. I want to acknowledge our leagues, both the provincial chair and the provincial secretary of the Women's League. Thank you so much, comrades, and the entire leadership. Malibongwe! Malibongwe! Comrades, let me also acknowledge the Youth League through their provincial chair and the entire leadership of Peace Bearers. I saw a provincial treasurer as well. That is the leadership of the Youth League. I want to acknowledge our soldiers, the real soldiers. Umkhonto wesizwe, Liberation or veterans, we want to thank you for being here and for carrying us. And also acknowledge the Progressive Youth Alliance, and acknowledge our traditional leaders, and also acknowledge our religious leaders that have been here with us since this morning. Amandla! Amandla! Comrades, we have convened to here in this region to send one strong message that the outcome of the regional conference of the African National Congress, it's not contested in any court, and therefore the leadership of this region is the leadership of the African National Congress. We have deliberately chosen this region, and we have deliberately chosen this area to send one strong message. If you don't respect an elected leadership, we will attend to you not only today, tomorrow, and forever, because the leadership must be respected and the leadership must be given the necessary recognition that is needed. We are not saying there are no differences. If there are differences, we are requesting that the proper channels of the African National Congress must be utilized. And I want to thank those that have utilized those channels. The issue of the ballot papers, the issue of the ballot box, it's a matter that our national leadership is dealing with, but we must emphasize to the national leadership that this was clumsy, this was unnecessary, and this must be resolved as quickly as possible. And therefore, I want to officially introduce you, the regional chairperson of the African National Congress in this particular region, Comrade Loiso Masuku, and the entire leadership that is. Comrades, this is your leadership. I've emphasized this point. There is no one that has taken this conference to court. And as we stand, there is no dispute about this conference. There is no dispute against the leadership of Johannesburg. And we stand firm behind the leadership of them. Tomorrow, we are joining our national leaders to attend and finalize the outstanding matter of the ballot boxes. But we, as your leadership, we have subjected that process to a due process that must be respected, and will brief our leadership of the outcome of that process. Thank you. So, comrades, the message must be simple. If you lose conference, accept the outcome and prepare yourself to the next conference. So there must be no one, comrades, that must be in a conference mode forever. And I like the message that was given by the regional chair. If umuntu tshontsha delegate lakho, i-conference iphelile, akusana ma-delegate. They are members of the African National Congress, and we need to work together to brief the African National Congress. Comrades, we want to thank those that went to the National General Council of the ANC. We want to thank all our branches that went to the NGC. We want to thank all our structures that went to the NGC. You demonstrated the highest level of discipline. You demonstrated a commitment to rebuild the African National Congress. You demonstrated your abilities that you will reclaim the African National Congress, convert it to be the African National Congress of our people, for our people, and ensure that we deliver services to our people. The NGC was very clear, comrades. And the NGC was unanimous. There is only one leader of the African National Congress, and that leader is Cyril Ramaphosa. There is no other leader of the African National Congress. The NGC was also clear, comrades. Very important. And it was unanimous in this thing. That this thing of nominating delegates to go to conference, you give them mandates of the branch or you give them mandates of the region. When they arrive at the conference, finds a opposite of the mandates, that is coming to an end, that there is a need to amend the constitution of the ANC so that all of us can vote for the new leaders of the African National Congress. But also, the NGC said the fight amongst the branches and the squabbles and the dispute, they are members of the ANC that have given themselves an unwarranted and unmandated leadership. They changed the membership of a branch. Uvuka namhlanje ibranch nalabantu, kusasa inabanye abantu. The NGC was clear that the membership system must move from national and be decentralized to our region so that we can have control of our region. We don't want people that manipulate membership to favor the certain outcome. We also don't want people to manipulate membership purely because they are scared of democracy in their own branches. So the NGC was clear, comrades, that you are dealing with the issue of membership in a manner that builds the ANC rather than destroys the ANC. But comrades, the NGC said this, and I want you to listen, comrades. The way we are, the way we find ourselves in, who is going to be elected to be the president of the ANC in 2027, it's not on the agenda. What is on the agenda is to deliver a decisive victory for the ANC in the forthcoming local government elections. So we must not allow people that come here and say, this is the person that wants to be elected to be the president of the ANC. There's only one ANC, and that ANC is led by Cyril Ramaphosa. Wena unyaka ngukhethiwa emahanyane, we will come, and it does not mean that you came to us first. It means we are going to elect you. We have the right to elect those that will take the ANC to the next level. So we are very clear on this one, comrades. Liskakena meketi elisaitsebi. Liskabitswa likhone ntse lisaditsebeng, ma comrade. Mokete o re leng hodima ona ke mokete wa local government elections so that we can win the local government elections. But there's this important issue as well that the NGC resolved. And this is very important. We might have lost elections, but the African National Congress remained the only party that received the highest numbers of votes. And therefore, those that want to work with us in government, they must know we invited them to come to government. They have never invited us to government, and therefore this government of national unity is an ANC-led government of national unity. And the NGC was very clear: if you don't respect us, if you don't share the same vision, if you don't share the same path, especially on international relations, Hata Kosini will proceed with those that are willing to work with us. So, comrades, the resignation or the decision that is taken by Steenhuisen of the DA not to stand for the leadership of the DA is because Steenhuisen has arrived at a very important decision that the African National Congress is unstoppable and he will rather leave rather than confront the African National Congress. But what worries us about the decision that has been taken by Steenhuisen, it is clear, comrades, it is clear the DA is now divided in two parts. There is a DA of Fort Cortina, Sis Gogo Zile, that is outside, and there is a DA of Steenhuisen that wants to remain in government. Voters must realize one thing, that this DA elatswitse e bona hore nako e fihlile ya hore e tswe ka diripana tse pedi because they can't agree on how best to work with the ANC. The DA must decide whether it's in government or it's in opposition. They can't be both. And where we stand, we think the DA want to take us backward, and therefore we are ready to build the structures of the ANC so that by the time we go to the next elections, we are not begging any political party, we are begging members of society to vote for the African National Congress. Comrades, and its colors are very simple. It's black, green, and gold. They can steal our colors and steal our names. We remain the African National Congress. And we plead with all voters, if ungathandi the ANC, then vote for the African National Congress. Comrades, I want to leave to the second TSG to give you a message about this January 8th celebration and why we are going to fix local government. But I'll make a mistake if I don't raise this issue, comrades. As your leadership, we've now resolved that our provincial conference of the ANC, which is going to be the battle of ideas, not battle of leadership, that the conference of the ANC, we have now resolved that is going to be held from the 15th to the 17th of May 2027 this year. We want to go past that conference as quickly as possible so that we can focus on local government elections. But comrades, I still beg with you. There are some people, you don't know them, but makuveli gama le conference, yibo phambili, when we have to build structures of the ANC, they are nowhere to be seen. The message is very clear. Our conferences are not business. Our conferences are a battle of ideas to build a strong, better African National Congress. We are tired of people that are doing silly things in the name of conference. So, comrades, if there are differences amongst leadership, I want to assure you, we will find each other as your leaders. There is no time, tonsana. There is time to spend time on the ground to build structures of the African National Congress. So if the leadership of the ANC want us to be united, if the leadership of the ANC want us to renew this movement, who are we to oppose that important call? We have to align ourselves to deal with these issues as quickly as possible. So comrades, our conference, you will see, we started on Friday. We sat down, comrades, to discuss politics of the ANC, not leadership of the ANC. We sat down with our elders from the Thabo Mbeki Foundation to assist us to fine-tune our documents and ensure that the ANC in our province is relevant. So we want to take this opportunity to urge all of you, comrades. Let's work together and build a very strong African National Congress. As I conclude, comrades, the issue of the South African Communist Party contesting elections in our province, we want to make it clear, comrades, with this leadership of our alliance, leave this matter to us, we'll attend to it. But what is very important, you can't divide the ANC from the SACP, you can't divide COSATU from SACP, you can't divide SANCO from SACP. We will find each other so that by the time we go and contest elections, we'll defend ourselves. But what is key, comrades, as your leadership, you are notifying national call. On matters of election, will be guided there. But on political education, on building structures of our communities, in ensuring that governance work, we will work together with the SACP. We want to thank them. We invited them to our political school, they came. We invited them today, they came. They will come forever and work with us until we find a permanent solution. So you must not worry, comrades, about the challenges that we have with the SACP. But comrades, this is very important. And this, I hope it will send a very strong message. As your leadership, we took the message from President Cyril Ramaphosa very serious to fix local government. In the West End, there was a councillor that was not listening to the ANC. In the West End, there was a councillor that was not working with our communities. We said the process of renewal and the process of building the ANC to be accountable to our people, it means if this councillor is not listening and if this councillor is not working with the ANC, even if it means to have a by-election, we will recall him and contest that by-election. We recalled him, we contested that election last week, and the ANC won that vote back. And it's a clear message that you must not threaten us because you are a ward councillor. You don't want to listen to the African National Congress. There is another one, comrades, and we'll fix this. There is another councillor, comrade second TSG. He went on Facebook in Sidibe. He went on Facebook and said, remember this person is still a councillor of the ANC, and said he regrets telling people to vote for the African National Congress. He didn't stop that. He urged the community that in the next coming elections, that community must not vote for the ANC. Anyege ulali ANC, udli ANC, represent the ANC, ustuge. If you don't denounce those Facebook postings, the African National Congress is coming for you. We will remove you, even if it means we must contest that by-election and ensure that the African National Congress. This is the message you want to send, comrades. In Sidibeng, we are dealing with the same issue. There are some councillors who don't want to recognize the leadership that was elected in a conference. They defy that leadership, they undermine that leadership. We are in advanced stage with that leadership of the region so that we can sort out that mess. If it means to fix local government, it means to fix local government. And to fix local government is spelile. Now is the time to do the work on behalf of the African National Congress. So we want to thank your leadership here in Johannesburg. Because, comrades, in fixing leadership, we must not be factional. In fixing leadership, it must not, because we won conference, those that lost conference must be removed, and we bring those that lost conference. In this region, your regional leadership came to us and said, comrades, we don't want to disturb Dada as a mayor because we respect him as a mayor, but he must work collectively with us to advance the interests of the African National Congress. That's leadership. That's leadership. But also, comrades, they came to us to say they think there are comrades that don't want to respect the outcome of conference. And that there are those that are deployed in government. We have unanimously gave your regional leadership. Those that don't want to work, they must be removed and be replaced by those that need to work in that municipality. So, comrades, we are going to strengthen local government. We are going to strengthen leadership of local government. It saddens me. You hear, Dama Comrade, to Alliance. We went to church this morning with your chair. When we are about to be prayed for, and there are people in mid-range that don't have water for days. Comrades, we play with power. We are taking ourselves out of power. And those that are given the mandate to ensure that the service delivery, if ungafuni, so that those that are ready to go, they can go and execute this mandate. So, comrades, we'll come to you as we prepare for the manifesto of the ANC. And the manifesto of the ANC, if we go to local government election, must be clear, comrades. Comrades, we are not any other thing. We've taken this decision as the ANC. We can't have people that you don't know where they come from. They don't have documents. We don't know where they stay. We don't even know what they do during the day or at night. And they are filling our prisons because we don't know them. Their time is up. The African National Congress will give direction on this matter because we can't have undocumented people in our country and they do as they wish all the time and think that we'll keep quiet as the African National Congress. We want to solve this problem. Comrades, as I sit down, allow me to introduce this wonderful person from the leadership of the African National Congress. She is the minister responsible to ensure that government functions. And she's also the minister that is responsible to trace progress on the work that we've done. Comrades, in our last conference, we saw the importance of having a person that can ensure that the work of the ANC is tracked and the work of the ANC is monitored. Let's all rise to welcome our second DSG, Comrade Marubeni Ramohoba, to address us. Comrades.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Sala bafazi sikhumbuza Winnie Mandela ibabe webafazi ibabe yesintombi babe webafazi Ibambeni emantombi Sala wafazi sinikhumbuza Mama Mandela.
Thank you very much, comrades. Amandla. Viva, 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 ANC, viva. Malibongwe. Ega malama kosikasi. Wathinta abafazi. Wathinta imbokodo. Roar, young lions, roar. Roar, young lions, roar. Viva, 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 the spirit of Comrade Braamfischer, viva. Thank you very much, comrades. Let me take this opportunity to, of course, greet and appreciate the good work that was done by our two program directors, Comrade Ntombi and Comrade Lerato. I forgot the other name, Bob Sam. K-Bob. In Limpopo, in my region of Pitamokaba, we've got Bob Steak. So I didn't want to make a mistake to say Bob Steak when I'm supposed to say K-Bob. Let me take this opportunity, of course, to acknowledge the presence of the two core conveners, Comrade Malume Hendrika and Comrade Amos, and their entire leadership, including, of course, Comrade Hope, our PTT coordinator. Let me also acknowledge the National Executive Committee members of the ANC, Comrade Polly, Comrade Steve, and Comrade Ronald. Comrade Enrica here was talking about the issues of making sure that we strengthen organizing. Comrade Polly, the head of organizing, so I'm sure we quit. We quit. Of course, our alliance members from the SACP, COSATU, SANCO, and all the other mass democratic movement. Of course, all our RECs that were elected in Gauteng, but of course acknowledge the leadership of the newly elected leadership of Johannesburg that is recognized, led by Comrade Chairperson Loiso and Comrade Sasabo Nakotso. Ke acknowledge all the leaders of civil society, kudu maoshi arena lengona, baruti barena babalengona, our traditional leaders and all the other community structures that are here. The leadership of the ANC Women's League, the ANC Youth League, the Veterans League, as well as our war veterans. Most especially our branch members and our members that are here today to celebrate this day with us. We bring, of course, revolutionary greetings to this province of Gauteng on behalf of the National Executive Committee of the African National Congress, led by Comrade Matamela Ramaphosa, mandated by the 55th National Conference that took place in 2022. Today we gather to mark the 114th anniversary of the African National Congress, the oldest liberation movement on our continent. For more than a century, the ANC has carried the hopes and aspirations of the oppressed, leading struggles against colonial quest, fighting apartheid, and advancing the democratic transformation of our society. This anniversary is not only a moment of commemoration, comrades, it is also a moment, like the leaders have spoken here, the chairperson of the region and the co-convener, in terms of ensuring that we still continue with building a united, a non-racial, non-sexist, democratic and prosperous South Africa. This provincial January 8 celebration of Gauteng follows, of course, the national January 8 rally held in Muruleng in Northwest. The national commemoration was preceded, of course, by an intensive build-up program where we went to many areas in Northwest, and we made sure that we speak to the traditional leadership, to the community members, as well as civil society. And I think this then now speaks to what I think is the comrade from COSATU, who spoke about the fact that the ANC is not just the ANC for itself, but it is the ANC of society. As a result, whatever it is that we do, we must remember that we represent society. Therefore, in all the things that we do, unity becomes important, but service delivery becomes the core of whatever it is that we are supposed to do policy-wise. Historically and politically, of course, Gauteng has been central in the evolution of South African politics and to the development of the African National Congress itself. The province has been a site of mass workers' organization, youth revolt, urban resistance, and political innovation. From the early years, workers' struggles on the Rand mines and factories, to the adoption of Freedom Charter in Kliptown, to the 1976 uprising that erupted in Soweto, Gauteng has repeatedly shaped the direction of the liberation struggle and democratic projects. Comrade Banyaza, you will be happy to know that from government side, the ANC is reviewing the labs that were in Department of Labor, because we are aware that starting employment and establishing new paths for creating employment will have to allow us to be able to give funds where they are necessary. But not only that, we are also going to ensure that we partner with factories, but we also partner with captains of industry. Not only that, even in government, to ensure that we channel resources where they are needed the most. So your programs will still continue. They will be resuscitated. You just have to give us time for us to be able to deal with this. We are not only reviewing the labs, we are also reviewing the SETAs, because we've got about 20 billion rand that is in the SETAs. As a result, we want to take that money, and the president said it, so that we can then now be able to channel it to the right programs in society that will be able to create employment, most especially for our young people. Comrades, the year 2026 stands as a landmark in the history of the ANC and our nation, marked by the convergence of significant anniversaries, many of which unfolded in this very province of Gauteng and shaped the South Africa's democratic trajectory. Of course, as we all know, we will be celebrating 30 years of the Constitution of the Republic, but we'll also be celebrating 50 years of the 1976 student uprising that happened here in Soweto. We will also be celebrating they want to live in. People may say, oh, but we've been talking and we've been talking. But this time around, comrades, if you can remember, we've got something called the NDP, the National Development Plan, which is supposed to give us, it is a blueprint that gives us the kind of South Africa that we have to live in, that would then now inform the 5 years programs of each and every administration, from national to the province as well as in municipalities. So contributing to the national dialogue, comrades, it will mean that you will have your say, so that by 2030, when we come up with a new NDP, your views would have shaped the direction that this government must actually take in order to build the South Africa that we want to live in. We're also celebrating, comrades, the 35 years since the Sebokeng massacre, but also the 30 years since the work of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which is still, of course, something that we're grappling with. And I'm saying this, comrades, because since the work of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which formed part of the process of confronting the brutality of apartheid and advancing national healing, many TRC hearings were conducted here in Gauteng. Of course, there's still a lot that is still happening and that still have to be uncovered. But I must say that we are really grateful to have seen the government plus the ANC taking to the fore the issue of reburial of our comrades, fallen comrades that have fought for this liberation that we are actually celebrating today. Of course, in rebuilding the ANC, we need to make sure that rebuilding this leadership of the ANC, both in the province and nationally, as well as in the regional spaces, the issue of renewal must be at the center. When we were still young and we were leading the ANC Youth League, we were always taught, comrades, that in each and every conference, we are allowed to have what we call lobby groups. However, once the conference has passed, and you still identify yourself with a lobby group, you are a factionalist. As a result, faction, comrades, is not having a view. A faction becomes a faction once there is an elected leadership and you don't want to accept it, but you define yourself outside of the mandate of Congress. Because remember that the mandate of conference, of course, would be giving us positions of the ANC that we need to take forward, but it also gives us the leadership that need to take that position forward. So you must not see conference outcomes as a loss or a win. It is not that. It is just that there is a leadership that would be entrusted to ensure that the resolutions of conference that have taken place must be implemented. As Congress tasks that broadly outlined and were outlined in the January 8 statement, and I will have to take you through them. One thing that Comrade Banyaza didn't tell you is that I'm a former diplomat, so I follow script. It is difficult to do anything outside of script. When you are a diplomat, you are told what time to wake up, what to wear, and how long it will take you to wherever you are going. So you keep to the script and improving basic services. Fixing local government is the apex priority for the ANC in 2026, and it must be reflected clearly in the political, organizational, as well as governance programs adopted nationally and in provinces. Local government is where people experience the democratic state most directly and where confidence in leadership is either built or lost. And the second task is speeding up economic transformation. The second task is speeding up economic transformation, inclusive growth and job creation. And I've just spoken a little bit other partners that are with us. Gauteng, of course, is the economic heartland of South Africa, generating the largest share of national output and employment. Its industries, labor markets, and infrastructure anchor the national economy door-to-door in Northwest. A comrade, as we always hear you talk about investment, it is quite interesting. Can you stop talking about billions and billions of rands coming into the country? Can you tell us that there will be a factory at this street? It will take 100 GBVF as well as what Comrade President has declared as a national disaster. Crime and corruption and gender-based violence undermines community safety. Economic activity and confidence in this democratic state is have with the president. Always raise the issue of crime. And of course, I will not say anything much about it because it is an issue of policy and the law. And they raise everything that has to deal with public trust. The fourth one, comrades, is building a South Africa that belongs to all through national dialogue that I've spoken about, and the 30th anniversary of the Constitution that I've also mentioned as one of the programs that we'll be celebrating decisively this year. Building a South Africa that belongs to all requires active mobilization of society around shared values, common challenges, and the future of our country. Gauteng has historically played a leading role in bringing different social forces together and shaping national direction through engagement, negotiation, as well as mass participation. This history places a responsibility on this leadership of Gauteng, both in the province as well as in regions, to play a leading role in mobilizing society at this current moment. And at least I've shared with you why it is important to ensure that national dialogue take place. It can take place Kodigeregen, it can take place Kolona Mahoshi Arena, even street committees. And we as government, especially from our department, we will be collating all that so that we can then now start with the process of consultation of the NDP. The last NDP that was adopted in 2012, comrades, many people did not have a say in it because it was the first one. This time around, we want to be like countries like Rwanda, where our people guide the kind of South Africa that they want to live in, so that when we design policies and legal framework and interventions of government for each and every 5 years of administration, we will do it knowing that we are representing our people. And I think I've said it clearly that the ANC is not an organization unto itself. Those who would remember Comrade Sasa during our days, is an organization that reflects realities of society. Once you can't do that, then you have lost the plot. The fifth task, comrade, is making organizational renewal visible and irreversible. Organizational renewal, of course, in Gauteng must begin with ANC branches, which remains the first line of defense of the movement in communities. It is the branch level where the ANC must be visible, accessible, and responsive, as well as ensuring that we find leadership that would be able to support the organization. In the local government election year, the functionality, discipline, and presence of branches will be decisive to the movement's recovery. We have built a system through the Office of Monitoring and Evaluation of Luthuli House, led by Comrade Tukologo. She's there, she did a very wonderful job. That has come with what we called branch functionality. This is what assists us to know that the branches that were celebrated here, who won, actually have done their work. We don't just sit and say we like that branch, but we use a scientific method that comes from the branch functionality to know if a branch is really doing well and what informs that, so that we can also take it forward to other branches. So that branch functionality and barometer, we are going to use it more this year. Not only so that people can win, because we have realized, like Comrade Panyaza have said, during the NGC, when branches are actually engaged from the political level, political education plus the functionality, when they come and structures come to the NGC and other programs of the ANC, they come with the focus of changing policy and informing policy that would be able to take us forward. Comrades, it was very nice when we would speak to the media about the NGC. For the first time, there were no issues. The media was very bored. They were very bored, precisely because branches were ready and they knew what they wanted. So we must say congratulations to you, like Comrade Panyaza has said. The last task, of course, Comrade, which is the sixth task, is building a better Africa and a better world. Building a better Africa, of course, and a better world requires strengthening of African unity, regional integration, and solidarity amongst progressive forces. It also requires defending South Africa's right to pursue an independent foreign policy, as well as advance peace, justice, development, and economic transformation. Gauteng's position as the economic center of South Africa places it at the heart of the country's international engagement and gives the province a particular responsibility in advancing this perspective. Comrades, on the 15th of February, I think they will be closing a process where we should give our views in terms of the reviewing of, what is it called again, Comrade Polly? The Home Affairs, the draft immigration white paper. We need to mobilize our people to have a view there and to also give us inputs. I'm saying that precisely because this is where we would then now be able to protect South African sovereignty, but also deal with issues of undocumented foreign nationals. This is the platform, comrades, where we will change this and be able to deal decisively with the issues of security in our country, both economic security and general security. I'm one of the lucky people who have a friend who is a judge at ICJ, Judge Diretladi. Judge Diretladi used to be a professor at the University of Pretoria, and he was one of the people, in fact, that went to defend those Afghanistan nationals. And I asked, but my friend, why would you do such a thing? Don't you love your country? And he said to me, Comrade Maropini, I just wanted to show government that there is something wrong with their laws. That's all that I was doing. Because that case was not won by anything else, but precisely because our legal framework, as much as we were doing the right thing when we took over in 1994, by taking over and making sure that we accede to the conventions internationally, we forgot that we will have our own domestic challenges. Now we are trying to deal with that particular matter, so that as we deal with issues of foreign nationals and foreign relations in our country, we will deal with them, of course, looking at international matters, but also our own domestic issues, comrades. I'm sure we are all aware that on the 21st of March, we will be having a People's March, which will proceed from the ANC and to the Constitutional Court. The People's March is a call to a patriotic South Africa to mobilize in defense of the country's sovereignty, as I've already said, and its constitutional democracy. It will affirm the right of our people to determine South Africa's path without external pressures of interference, and to reject anything else that takes away our right to deal with our own matters internally, domestically, but to also play a role internationally. Of course, the ANC in Gauteng has a central responsibility in ensuring that there is a success in mobilization process of this particular march. Branches, all structures, leagues and activists must organize to educate and mobilize communities on the importance of protecting our country's sovereignty by all patriotic people in South Africa. Comrades, as I'm closing, as I stand here on behalf of the National Executive Committee, I must say that the priorities of 2026 provide clear direction to the movement. I'm sure we are very clear of what we need to do. They place focus on fixing local government, accelerating economic transformation and job creation, confronting crime, corruption and gender-based violence, strengthening social cohesion and constitutional democracy, as well as making the organization renewal real in practice, not just what we always say, but real in practice, and advancing South Africa's role on the continent and in the world. And we've done very well, of course, you've seen with G20. This task take an added agency as we approach the local government elections this year. Early priorities, or each priorities, must now be translated into clear provincial program as well as regional program, then branch programs, with defined responsibility, measurable targets, and consistent communication with communities. I used to be a ward councillor many years ago. And a mayor. I've been a ward councillor, but when I want to talk about being a ward councillor, one of the things that made me to win, I won with 80% in my branch all the time, was because I always made sure that I talked to community members. Sometimes when we would go and tell them that we are going to do a certain thing, when it doesn't happen, I will still go to them and explain what the challenges are, and most of the time I would get solutions from the community members. So the issue of communication, most especially from our ward committees, is quite important. Also the issue of communication from our branch leadership. Of course, that does not mean that national, provincial and regional leadership does not have a responsibility, but I can promise you, if we find it there, we are definitely then now going to be able to win. Having said that, comrades, I guess even this paper say that people are tired. Let me thank you, the province, and also thank the Regional Executive Committee of Gauteng for organizing this January 8th celebration. And it will not be fair that I would stop talking without saying, happy birthday, ANC, happy birthday. Happy birthday, ANC, happy birthday. Repelele, comrade Loyiso, repelele. Repelele, comrade Chairperson Loyiso, repelele. Kokela, comrade Sasabona, kokela. Kokela, comrade Sasabona, kokela. Amandla. Away, two.
Thank you so much. Comrades, let's allow Comrade Usipo to render a poem which he was supposed to do before the Comrade Marupini speaks. And I'm going to give you instruction as to what is going to happen after. Laba bangamameli, no birthday cake.
Yeah, no, I'll be brief. Always brief. The grass withers and the flowers fall. Seasons come, seasons go. Fashions come, fashions go. A kingdom rise, a kingdom fall. I dedicate this poetic praise to you, Congolese. When all has been said and done, the new REC has been duly elected, led by the energetic, vibrant Loiso Masuku. Arise to the occasion, accept the new mandate. You are a unifier, accept the new mandate. You are a catalyst for peace. You will not be proving a point, but doing that which is expected of you. Ngizwa umsindo, ngizwa ingoma, ngizwa inhlokomo, ngizwa kulilizelwa, ngizwa izigi, bude buduze, ngizwa ukhuzo wa ingoma, bukamama, nampaya beqhamuka, ngamakhawe esizwe, angangoboya benyathi, angangoboya benkomo esayigwaze eceleni qede kwaqhumisa ibhamu. Kete kwaqhumisa ibhamu mhlazane silithatha ukhetho eGauteng siuholwa phambili uComrade Panyaza hoyi Lusufi noComrade Braambi kuyocishe kufane namhlazane uShaka ethatha ubukhosi bakhe wathi sengibuyile nina bakamalandela njengesithembiswe kasenza mhlazane ngimuka nomama ngathi ngizobuya ngizolithatha elikajamwa esho ebakhomba ethi nampaya Khongolose wantsondo uyisimanga uyinsimbi kayigobi halala Khongolose halala zinqunywa amakhanda ziyekwe.
Thank you very much. We're now going to do a cake cutting, but will be led by Comrade Silo. While our leadership, Comrade DSG, can you come forward? Comrade Panyaza, Comrade Masono, all the POBs, ROBs, as well as the NEC employees led by the DSG. Can you come forward so that we can cut the cake?
Yes. Yeah. Lovely. Lovely. Oh happy birthday, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, happy. I'm your Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson.
Yeah.
leadership, what's young disrespect? And I will play to leadership, please. Please. Comrades, before I make this important announcement, let me allow Comrade to do a vote of thanks. Then I will make this important announcement.
Comrade kaofela a re duleng fatshe a re se kry-e ka maoto a re a fetsa mosebetsi se ke ra senya ntho e ntle so ntho ya ho qala tshwanetse re leboge maloko le bathekgi ba African National Congress le mekgatlo ya rona kaofela ya di-league tsa mokgatlo wa African National Congress ba ba itsereng matsapa hore ba tsoge goseng ba tlo celebrata mokete wa matswalo a mokgatlo wa bona wa African National Congress ra tseba a se di-member fela ba ba tlileng le bathekgi ba mokgatlo wa rona wa African National Congress ba tlile go tlo celebrata matswalo a mokgatlo wa rona a leng 114 a gona mokgatlo mo South Africa wa dipolotiki o leng 114 ska fora ke batho ntwa bobedi tshwanetse re leboge baetapele ba di-branch kaofela tsa ANC tsa di-league tsa Communist Party di-local tsa COSATU le SANCO kaofela ba tlileng go tlo celebrata matswalo a mokgatlo wa African National Congress re leboge mongwale dipharapare wa bobedi wa mokgatlo wa African National Congress leng yena Comrade Maropeng Ramkgopa o a filweng molaetsa wa komiti khuduthamaga ya mokgatlo wa rena wa African National Congress leng the National Executive Committee re leboge le moeteledipele wa rena wa komiti ya bonakwana ya African National Congress mo Gauteng leng Comrade Panyaza le Sufi wa bile molaetsa wa PTT ya rena ya African National Congress mo Gauteng re leboge le baetapele ka moka wa SANCO Comrade Mashishi wa file molaetsa wa SANCO Comrade Amos Munyela wa file molaetsa wa COSATU le Professor Mandla Gadebe Erigiri Dr. Gadebe a se honorary ke a balelo ke a sekolo a se honorary wa file molaetsa wa South African Communist Party mo Gauteng le baetapele ka moka ba di-league tša rena ba ba leng mo nna ke kudu ke nyako go leboga maloko le bathekgi ba mokgatlo re leboge magoši ya rena ba ba leng mo bogošing ba ba tlileng re leboge ba e leng gore ba re kgomantšha le badimo ba rena ba Afrika ka gore African National Congress e tlhamilwe ke baruti baeteledipele ba rena ba dikereke le magoši ya rena ile ka morago ga hulo le misa wa kereke ge re fetša go thekgwa mokgatlo wa African National Congress ANC a ya berekisa venue ele ko mangaung as venue go bile le selallo tsatsi leo batho ba tšile selallo tsatsi leo and then from there a forma mokgatlo wa rena African National re tlhompha magoši ya rena re tlhompha baeteledipele ba rena ba dikereke ka moka re tlhompha mokgatlo ka moka ya sedumedi e leng gona ka gore African National Congress ge e ba gona ebile gona ka baka la bona se ka fora ke motho wa rena re etela dikereke ANC formule ka gara kereke go ba le selallo magoši ya rena ba le gona ke bona tshwantseng ba thekge ba bolele le setšhaba tša rena gore ge o ne le mathata mo mokgatlong a re ngale re lokiša mathata ka gara mokgatlo a re ngale le ko gae ge o ne le mathata ga o tšhumi ka ntlo ya geno le di-ID le diaparo the following day ga o le mo robalang gona ke felletsa ke re ba e leng gore ba organize mokgatlo a re ba lebane di-organizers tša kopano ya rena ya lekgono di-organizer tša di-region di-organizer tša province leadership ya Johannesburg ba leader ke comrade regional deputy secretary ke yena ba leaders REC ya Johannesburg mo di go lokisetsa mereko wa rena wa lekgono ga e re gore ko di-zoneng le ko di-brancheng a ra tshwanela go tswela pele ka celebration ya mokgatlo a re celebrate mokgatlo ka o sere di-6 tasks tse ba re fileng tsona ge re kopana ko di-zoneng le ko di-brancheng tshwanetse re re mo di-tasking tse 6 tse ro dirang as branch so re celebrate birthday ya ANC until the end of the year re celebrate ka di-task tse 6 tse comrade Maropena re fileng tsona di-announcement tse di tla diriwa mara comrade mmereko rena le lona ko mogolo re tseba ga botse gore ge mokgatlho wa rena wa African National Congress o ka wa e ka fa mathata mantši mo Afrika Borwa re bone ka 2016 go diregileng ge ANC sena 51% mathata mantši mo setšhabeng mara ka moka ba letlileng le ba lebeletseng mo social media ba go lebetseng mo TV ka moka re a leboga go tšea nako ya lena go keteka matswalo a mokgatlo wa setšhaba sa Afrika Borwa e le mokgatlo wa African National Congress mokgatlo wa badimo le mokgatlo wa modimo ke a leboga.
Thank you so much, Comrade Hope. Comrades, ningmameleni kahle ne? Akiri isisuthu nesizulu asitolokwa. Everyone who is sitting here, don't move. Marshals, can you come in to dish refreshments for those that are sitting down? And Unali Babang, who are disturbing the proceedings, I've written your name down. You are not going to get any refreshments. Even this cake, I'm told that I'm taking it away, maybe to my branch, I don't know, or to my home. But it's going to go to an orphanage. As leadership, we're not going to be eating this cake. But everyone who is sitting here, please sit down. The marshals are ready to come and give you food. But for those that are traveling with buses, your food is already in your bus. Those that have come on their own and those that are using the taxis, please sit down so that you can get your food pack before you leave. I'm sure you guys are my Khotso and Mudimu Alishon. Oh, there's someone who lost the key. If you can come and tell me what type of a key. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to access your house. Thank you so much, Lisa Maileka Khotso.
Emza ayekuphila babantu emzabalazwe ayekuphila babantu emzabalazwe